What comes to your mind when you hear people talking about the global energy crisis? What comes to your mind when you hear people saying that one day the sun will die, and all life on Earth will cease to exist? Maybe you will think that it will be great if we can create energy out of nothing. However, anyone who has learned basic physics before will know that this is impossible. We learned that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. And this is called the law of energy conservation. But have you ever wondered whether there is a deeper explanation for this law? In fact, there is a deeper explanation, and it is called Noether's theorem. Normally, we hear people says that Noether's theorem tells us that if there is certain symmetry in a physical system, then there will be a conserved quantity. So, if the symmetry is broken, then the corresponding quantity is no longer conserved. The famous example for the violation of the energy conservation law is the redshift of photon in an expanding universe. For those who haven't heard about this before, Nick from Science Asylum and Diana the physics girl have made two pretty good videos about it. So, maybe we can also violate the energy conservation law and make a over-unity machine by creating a system that breaks certain symmetry? Well, I am not sure whether it is possible to create such system, but anyway, let's take a look at a hypothetical system that seems to do this. Here are two connected tubes that are partially filled with the water level in the left tube initially lower than the one in the tube on the right. If we let the system evolve, the water level on both sides will eventually be at the same height. However, what if we could make the gravitational field on the right side to have a sharp drop in strength? Then there will be no gravitational force acting on the water and the apple on the right side. The water on the left side would flow to the right side through the lower connected part, and the water level will drop due to the air pressure and the gravitational force on the left side. The water in the tube on the right side will flow back and fall into the left tube through the upper connected part when there is enough water in the tube on the right. The cycle will then go on indefinitely. Under the waterfall in the left tube, if we put a water wheel connected to a dynamo, it will then turn, and we can then generate electricity indefinitely. Energy is then created and an over-unity machine is created. Is this possible in reality? Well, no. This is impossible, because in reality, there is no way to set up such configuration of the gravitational field. However, although it is impossible to do this in the real world, we can still take a closer look at how the energy conservation law is violated in this setup. There is clearly an asymmetry in the setup, which is the different strength of the gravitational field on each side. Therefore, certain physical quantity is bound to be not conserved. To make it easier for us to analyze the system, we simplify the system to just two water molecules that are connected with each other through an invisible, incompressible, flexible, massless rod. The rod is only a hypothetical object that is used to represent the incompressible fluid between the two molecules. For easier referencing, we will call the water molecule on the left side the red molecule, and the one on the right side the orange molecule. With this simplification, the total energy of the system is the total energy of the molecules, which is the sum of their kinetic energy and potential energy. For simplicity, let us assume that the two molecules are not moving initially, and therefore have zero kinetic energy. When time starts, the red molecule starts to fall due to the gravitational force on it. The orange molecule will also start to move due to the force from the invisible rod that is connected to the red molecule. Therefore, some of the gravitational potential energy of the red molecule is converted into the kinetic energy of both molecules. However, when the orange molecule crosses the border into the left side, where the strength of the gravitational field is non-zero, it suddenly has gravitational potential energy. Consequently, this increases the total energy in the system, which makes the system an over-unity machine. Before you show this video to someone else and tell them that I claim that over-unity machine is possible, I would like to remind us again that, as far as I know, it is impossible to have such gravitational field configuration. So, just now, the asymmetry in our system is the strength and the direction of the gravitational field. Can we create a similar system with other types of fields? for example electric and magnetic field. Well, I am not sure about this. But for those people who would like to try to create such system, I have a few ideas that maybe you can try to modify, although they probably will not work, somehow. Here is a video clip from one of the videos of the YouTube channel, Magnetic Games. We can see that the ball goes slightly beyond its final position due to inertia. It also transferred part of its momentum to the other ball that it hits. So, if we set up a similar system, in which we replace the spherical magnet with a ball made of soft iron, and if the ball manages to get into the shielded area, with the door closed, then it can do some work with its gravitational potential energy before going back to its initial position and repeat the cycle again. Okay, I want to emphasize that this is just something that appears in my mind. I have neither calculated anything, nor make any simulation, nor make an experiment yet, so I cannot say whether it will work or not. If you have made a simulation or an experiment about this, please kindly tell me in the comments whether it works or not. I am curious about it. Finally, I hope that this video gives you some idea on how asymmetry in a system can yield unexpected result, and even violate the famous energy conservation law. Maybe it also gives you an idea on what is needed to make an impossible machine. However, at the same time, I am afraid that this video becomes a Pandora's box that pseudoscience people use it to do some bad stuff. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comment. I will try to read them if I don't have too many school works. Thank you for watching.